Hey guys, it is Greater here with some Dead by Daylight. So basically we're going to be doing some rundown on some characters, because if you don't know who to choose, we're going to help you with that today. They don't really give you any specific rundown unless you look it up yourself on what each character does. So hopefully we're going to help you choose one today. So we're just going to jump into the survivor menu here so we can start looking at people. So first is Claudette. She's kind of like the healer of the group per se. Only because her abilities kind of help most with that. So her first ability is Botany Knowledge, so this helps healing speed is increased by 10% at the lowest level, all the way up to 20% at the highest level. It also increases the efficiency of healing items, is increased by 10% at the lowest level and 20% at the highest level. The next ability she has is Empathy. So this allows her to see dying or injured allies' auras. So it kind of shows up in like an orange outline if you've ever played the game before. They're revealed to you within a 32 meter radius, a 64 meter radius, level 2, and the highest levels you can see it from the entire map where anyone is. So that's pretty helpful as well. You can usually, as a normal person, you can see anyone hooked, some people injured, depending on what abilities you have for your character as well. The third ability is by far her best, because that's self-care. This is why a lot of people like her. It unlocks the ability to heal yourself without a healing item, so you don't need a med pack. It starts at 30% speed of normal healing, but at level 3 it's 50%. So it does take a little longer than the other, like having a med kit would, but it definitely speeds it up quite a significant amount. So we're gonna jump to Dwight. Alright, so Dwight is kind of buff. We give everyone buffs more or less, I guess. So his first ability is Bond. So this is allies' auras are revealed to you when they are within 12, 24, or 36 meters at max range. So this is to basically find anyone on the map really quickly so you can work together with them really quick, which is pretty useful because you get not only bonus points for that, but it's always nice to have someone around. You also, with Dwight, it helps to have other people with you. The second ability for him is Prove Thyself. So this receive an incremental speed bonus to repair, healing, and sabotage actions when other survivors are within 8 meter range of you. So if that's combined with the first ability, the second ability can really be helpful, because the more people that are around you, the better you get of all those actions, so it can help quite a bit. His third ability is Leader. So you're able to organize a team and cooperate more efficiently. So again, building on the teamwork. So it increases other survivors' repair, healing, and sabotage speeds by 3, 6, or 9% when they're within an 8 meter range of you. So basically, like I say, Dwight's kind of the buff guy. Well, as long as you, I guess not so much buff as in strong, because he's more of the scaredy cat, but buff as in help other people out, and he's really like the team player of everybody else. He doesn't really like being alone. Next we're gonna jump to Jake. So Jake is kind of the more I don't know, more mechanical, and or I don't know, hippie-ish, I guess, if you want to say that. His first ability is Calm Spirit. So there's crows amongst the map and other animals, so if you go near them, they will like indicate you're near them, so the killer kind of can hear that. So with Calm Spirit, it reduces the chance of alerting woodland creatures by 70, 80, or 95%, depending on the level. So that can really help if you're going around the map. This generally doesn't work if you're sprinting, because they will pretty much always indicate when sprinting. But if you're walking by them, there's a good chance that they won't know you're there, which can help the killer track you. His second ability is Iron Will. So basically, if he's in an injured state, this kind of cuts down on the pain or sound you make. So grunts of pain caused by injuries are reduced by 50% while standing still. After the second ability, it goes 100% while standing still, and the third ability is 100% at all times. So even if you're moving around, he still won't grunt if you get like smacked once by the killer. So that can be really handy if you're trying to get away. And his third, probably considerably best one, is Saboteur. So that lets him sabotage things without using a toolkit, so either traps or hooks. Now this is again just like With Claudette, it is at non-normal speed, so it's at 30, 40, or 50% of the normal sabotage speed without a toolbox. But that's still really handy to build points, usually mainly because like trigger points are really easy to get, but not so much the other ones. So a lot of people like to play Jake and sabotage hooks and stuff like that, just because you get the bonus points for it. Next we're gonna go to Meg. So Meg is by far the track star, I would say. She's like the fastest and per se the sneakiest one of them all, mainly because all of her abilities kind of go with that kind of set. So her first ability is Adrenaline. So this can be really helpful because you instantly heal from injury or injured state or like dying. You break into a sprint at 150% of your normal running speed for 5 seconds once the exit opens or is unlocked. So if you want to be Superman at the end of the game when the doors open and get away, that's the best time. It also counteracts the killer's ability, I believe, to sometimes they have ability if the doors open you kill like one hit. I believe that counteracts that. So if you want to get those extra points snuck in, Meg's really good for that. Her next ability is Quick and Quiet. So you do not make as much noise as others while quickly vaulting over obstacles or hiding in lockers. So this is incremental as well. So the vault and hide action's noise reduction range is reduced 30, 60, or 90% depending on your level. And then her third ability is Sprint Burst. So when starting to run, you just break into a sprint at 150% your normal running speed for a maximum of 3 seconds. So this is good and bad that I've found. Good because you can just bolt, but if you just want to run around the map normally, which you don't normally do I guess anyways, then you'll just randomly run into a speed boost and you won't have it for when you need it necessarily. So generally you want to try to walk more around with Meg unless you know the killer's not around you. There's a second buff to be able for to use it again. So the first one is 60 seconds, the second one is 50 seconds, and the third one's 40 seconds. So it's still pretty quick to recharge, but a lot can happen in a minute if you guys are familiar with the game. And last but not least is Nay. So she is the newest one added in the last patch. So she's the newest character out. Her first ability is Balanced Landing. So this basically, she takes less fall damage, basically. So if you're jumping from somewhere high up, such as rooftops, they add that in, I believe, last patch where you took damage or it staggers you for a minute. So she doesn't have that happen to her. Her second ability is Urban Evasion. So your movement speed while crouched is increased, so she can crouch around the map quite a bit more quickly than everybody else, which can help to get away or hide, which is really nice. Her third ability is Streetwise. So this reduces item consumption rate for you and allies within 8 meters. So you get 10%, 12%, or 15% more out of like flashlights, med kits, and basically other stuff. So that is all of the characters so far, and they might add more. Just some other information to add. All the abilities will randomly show up, so you can get them at any time. However, starting at level 30, you start unlocking special editions of those abilities, which then allows other characters to learn other characters' abilities, basically. So let's say you had Meg, and you had one of her abilities, and you got level 30, you'd unlock her first ability, and then you can teach that ability to another character. So that also comes in real handy. Other than that, if you want to see some killer roundup, make sure to like, comment down below with any questions. I'll try to answer them as best I can. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.